Mercy Munyale Kwabe. I'm a lecturer at Bayes University. I am the Abuja team lead and the content curator for STER. Describing STER in a few words, I believe STER is an amazing organization. I believe that STER is an organization with a purpose for our time, and I could not think of a better time to have such an organization and then being part of this organization. Volunteering for STER has been the most amazing 3 to 4 years of my life. Being part of this team has been very good, emotionally, mentally, seeing all the work that we do, seeing all the victims that we help. And I know that we have not quite gotten to some places in Nigeria, but I believe that we will get there. Some of my most memorable activities at STER, I would say, like everybody else, I think I would say the Abuja police raid and the march. It was very eventful, and then moments leading up to that event was very eventful as well. As the content creator, I've had memorable moments where we had to talk about some key issues that people did not really approve of, like sex education in schools and teaching about consent, and then talking about rape even in religious houses as well. So I think those have been the most memorable moments for me with STER. Then where do I see STER in 5 years? We are 5 now, and I believe that we have done so much and covered so much ground. Yes, we have some places where we're lacking. So I believe that in 5 years, STER would be a very grounded organization. I believe that we would also spread our wings all across Africa, not just Nigeria. And I have hope for this organization, and I hope that I would be part of that process as well. So describing STER in a few words, I don't think few words can cut it. STER has been, way long before I joined STER, I have been following their work, and I've seen the organization grow from stage to stage. And I can say that this organization is one of the most impactful organizations in our generation. We used to live in an environment where talking about sexual violence or even approaching the issue was seen as a family matter or was seen as something that should be closed up. But I have seen STER encourage victims to speak against their abusers, to talk against the crime that has been committed, and to also be part of building policies that actually help to emancipate victims of this crime. So I think STER is an organization of its time, and I believe that for me, working with STER has been amazing for me. It has been an accomplishment, and I like that the organization has given me a foundation to actually build my thesis on. So yeah, I'm grateful for that.
My name is Isioma Oyageke. I'm an entrepreneur. I run a food business called Brennan's Food Company. To describe Stand to End Rape, I'll call it home, and I'll call it hope. Stand to End Rape is a fulfillment of purpose for me as a volunteer. That's what it means to me as a volunteer. It's a fulfillment of purpose because it gives us a platform to live out our purpose, to help people, to be empathic towards other people. You hear of stories, different cases that come up to us, and we tackle it like we have to, like it's our own personal stories. As a volunteer with Stand to End Rape, I've been able to become a better person. Public speaking, networking with more people, teaching people, being very confident in myself and the things that I do. STER has given me that platform. My most memorable activity with STER, there's so many ones, because really last year I did a lot of public speaking for STER, representing STER at different events and organizations and places that generally I probably wouldn't have gone to. But I think the most memorable one for me was the recent one, and that's the march against the raid on women in Abuja. It's memorable because before then there were threats about the police attacking people who wanted to protest, and it was a moment of bravery for us to continue with our protest, going to the police college, going to police stations, joining my voice with other women to cry out against the injustice on women in Nigeria. To the next 5 years, I see STER becoming one of the policymakers in Nigeria regarding gender-based violence, regarding issues that concern women, children, and men in general. I've joined my voice to other people. I've contributed my quota to making society better. Stand to end rape is 5. Hooray!
My name is Sedin Soibomari. I'm an events planner and I manage a yogurt store. I'm an assistance program coordinator for STER. STER is very important to me because it gave us an opportunity for young people to do something about the bad situations we see around us. So it was situations like where you see someone get raped and you couldn't report to police, you didn't know exactly who to report to, but now it's like we have something to hold on to and we can do something. And for STER, I do a lot. I help send proposals when we need to do new programs. I help communicate. I attend meetings on our behalf and give reports and pictures and videos back. It's a whole lot of work. My most memorable activity is the Abuja police raid rally we held to protest against police brutality against women and people they tagged sex workers. It was memorable to me because I saw us effect change really. We held the rally and the raid stopped in Abuja. We attended a meeting with the National Human Rights Commission's director and FCDA and board chairman, and we were able to see where the problem was stemming from and work towards putting an end to it permanently. I see STER as way bigger in the next 5 years. I see us doing more work. I see us as the #1 helpline for rape victims in Nigeria. I see us taking on more roles in terms of helping victims of domestic violence and a lot more work in Nigeria.
My name is Aisha Musa. Professionally, I'm a lawyer and a business owner. With STER, I volunteer with the research team. STER, as an organization, is one that stands against rape and gender-based violence. It seeks to educate the public on how to prevent rape and gender-based violence. As a volunteer with STER, I get to be a part of this process, which is good enough for me. In 5 years, I see STER covering more ground than it already has, and I see them bigger and stronger and even more effective than they are now.
My name is Dumebi Nem. I'm a project assistant at ACE Charity. I'm a part of the programs unit of STER Abuja. Being a volunteer at STER it's been wonderful, it's been enlightening, it's been eye-opening. I can say for a fact that I've learned a number of things. Being part of an organization that is so impactful, that is supportive to victims of violence, and it's been fulfilling to say the least. It's been fulfilling to say the least. So currently I'm working on a project. We're trying to host open mic events at specific cafes in Abuja. So I would say that it's been challenging and it's looking promising. Some cafes haven't been very cooperative, but some have been. But so far, like working towards something that I know would be beneficial, would make an impact to people, it's been great. It's been great. I can say that has been one of the most challenging and memorable. So in 5 years, I see STER as that organization that would be known worldwide and in Africa for its influence and its impact when it comes to victims of gender-based violence. I see it as that organization that will be recognized for all its work and its impact in the lives of victims. I know STER will go places. We're already going places. We're being recognized by international organizations and countries. I know in 5 years we will have done a whole lot of work in Nigeria, in Africa, and the world at large.
Hi, my name is Olamide Olowuni. I'm professionally a biologist, currently running a PhD program. And for STER, I work with the communications team where I am a content writer as well as a content creator. When I think of STER, I think of a safe place because we are constantly doing the work to create a safe place for survivors of sexual violence. And as a STER volunteer, I find myself as an important tool and voice in the global fight against sexual violence. And I believe that STER has provided me the platform to be able to contribute my voice and my skill to a cause that I'm so passionate about. A very memorable activity in my work with STER has to be the Say Her Name Nigeria campaign, where so many people came together to march the unlawful arrest of women in Abuja. I marched at that protest as a STER representative, and I left that protest feeling so grateful to be a part of this generation, of women who are courageous, who are brilliant, who are fierce. And it has been interesting to see how that protest has shed more light to the ongoing arrest of women in Abuja. I'm so glad that STER is 5 years old. And in 5 years' time, I believe that STER will be a leader in the fight against sexual violence globally. I believe that we'll have more impact within and outside of Nigeria.
My name is Neka Osoka. Professionally, I am a banker with Citibank, a finance guru, but on the side, I moonlight as a mental health counselor for STER. STER means Stand to End Rape, and it is an NGO that's focused on gender-based violence, all the way from the victim and the survivor perspective, down to the legal reformation and policies in place, and to the conviction and penalizing of the perpetrators. As a STER volunteer, I find that it creates a great medium for me and other volunteers to contribute to the elimination of the scourge that is gender-based violence. Where do I see STER in 5 years? I think that the bloodline of STER is in its volunteers. I see STER as a one-stop shop for everything from mental health counseling to legal support and advisory, all the way to conviction of cases in court, as well as financial aid. And so I think that if you're out there and you're looking for a medium to support, now is the time to join STER as a volunteer. We need your expertise. And as we celebrate 5 years of getting rid of GBV in our society, I pray that you find the calling within you to join this wonderful organization that is STER.
My name is Mariam Suleiman. I'm an electrical and electronics engineer, and for STER, I'm in the programs department. STER is an NGO that's focused on holding perpetrators of domestic violence and rape accountable and taking away the stigma that comes with being a victim. For me, volunteering for STER means I get to actually participate in solving some of the societal problems I see, as opposed to just talking about it. In the next 5 years, I anticipate that STER would grow in terms of locations that we are involved with, as well as volunteers and just overall impact.